Virgil, Diaz, Thiago, Naby, how are they? Anyone likely to be back for?
Virgil was completely normal back in training. Luis and Thiago training completely normal. We have to. The plan with Luis is that he will be available 100% for Leeds. So just again, it looks good, everything is fine, but it was a long injury, and so we have to be careful, and we will probably not involve him for Sunday. Thiago looks slightly different. He was not out that long. Trained now 3-4 times with the team, and might be available, but we have to check how he feels today.
You know about your record against Arsenal at Anfield? Last time they took point in 2016, last time they won at Anfield was 2012. But do you sense that this Arsenal is pretty different to what you competed against before in your time here?
Yeah, I don't know. No. I knew Arsenal before I arrived at Liverpool, obviously, but never felt. Yes, I did actually in the Champions League, right, with Dortmund. So yeah, it's obviously different team, clear. Mikel is building this team for a few years now, and obviously the outcome is pretty impressive. The way they play is fun to watch, to be honest. It's super lively, really good football, top players on the pitch, good match plans. So yeah, good. I know. It's not exactly what you can say about us in a moment, so that shows you what is the situation. But at least for a while, we can mention again, it's still it's Anfield, so we are at home, and we still have to show reaction after reaction after reaction. We have to and improvement, and that's what we will absolutely try on Sunday.
Just to follow up, what's the key to getting or seeing a brighter, braver Liverpool? Because we know you can do it. You did it. Good
moments in games, building on that. So that's how it is. Good challenges, good battles in little areas, and then keeping the ball. Because our main problem at Chelsea now, when you look at that game, it was like flipper. We have the ball, we give it away. We have the ball, we give it away. We have the ball, we give it away. It's like you cannot watch that quick. It's like from analyze point of view, you think the computer's broke, and that's obviously. Not how it should be. I liked about the game was the desire, the passion we put in. But of course, there were still two situations where they scored, but it was a handball, so that's now something. And the other one was offside. We still have to prove the point how it would have looked if we were 1-0 down. But again. It's like that. So this game is gone, and now we have a new chance, and that's how it always is. We have 2 days longer to prepare the game. Means we have 3 sessions, which is absolutely 3 proper sessions, which is very, very helpful. Where we really can train, and it usually always helped us, and that's what we think this time again as well. And so. We will give it a proper try, and that we need Anfield is clear, and I really hope. That's why I said after the Chelsea game, I think people saw a few things which they think, okay, that was better than before, so come on, let's go from here.
You mentioned Anfield. How important is the Anfield factor? You've won 30 points at Anfield this season.
Yeah.
Just won 6. So how important is it?
Very important. So obviously we need 40,000-50,000 Liverpoolians at away games, then it might look different. So it's not the only thing we should rely on. It's not that we think, okay, it's Anfield, so we will win. Well, a lot of tough games involved, and we lost, unfortunately, games as well here, which was not helpful at all. Yeah, but it's no secret that the combination of our people and the ground and then the boys is a pretty good combination. So that's what we have to throw in as well, but not relying on it. We have to push the train, and yeah, in this moment I have a very good feeling that we can do that.
At the start of the season, I don't think many people thought Arsenal could or would win the league. I wonder what you have made of them and the sort of challenge that they would bring on Sunday.
Yeah, that's easy because you think when you watch at the team and stuff like this, and then you think, okay, City will win it, and don't think too much about like if you're not yourself. We thought actually we can give them a proper fight. But Arsenal deserves where they are, so it's a mix of really, really good football and extreme emotions, I would say, from everywhere. But just a good way to play. To be honest, it's like I know people are asking for time for managers, that they have more time, stuff like this, who can develop this. I really think Mikel deserved each minute he got there when it was not going perfectly well. In the beginning, maybe the steps were not big enough for some people and stuff like this, and now they are there. The team is very well set up. And good transfers on top of that, but a stable, last year already, a pretty stable team. Brought in, obviously, super important players, but not too many, and that's what they're using now.
Jürgen, you said before the win of these 3 games this week that you were super excited it would define your season. Do you still believe that it will define your season?
Unfortunately, it could or can. If we win this game at the weekend, which was the plan, obviously, then we would have 4 points out of these games. That would be a completely normal situation for us, I would say. In the past, when we played Chelsea in our best moments, it was not much better. To be honest, we played there. It was always difficult. Maybe might have won 1 or 2 games there, but most of the time we drew there and stuff like this. Last year, I think it was last season, if I wasn't right, I sat at home with COVID. We started very well, and then we got more or less pushed to the wall, and it was a draw in the end. So losing at City is possible, was always possible, and now we have to win a football game. And then we will see again. I understand that from your point of view, it's super difficult to find new questions every week, but believe me, it's even more difficult to find new answers. So, that's why I thought 9:30 and you all stay at home and you can write what you wrote last week or whatever. So it doesn't make the situation better. So we have to play better football. How I said, we have to keep the ball in the decisive areas. We cannot pass the ball into their feet. And that now sounds so simple. But the last game is a super example against Chelsea. 2 teams who played last year an incredible level. Teams were not that different to the teams who showed up now. And both were not able to do that. So now we can say, 22 players, they don't want to, and 11 from us, they don't want. No, it's not that they don't want. They want desperately. They want it even more than in good times. Even more. But it didn't work out. So that just shows us what happens if the confidence level is obviously not on highest level. So and that's where we have to go through, and you cannot force it really and say, come on, be more confident. So that doesn't work. So we have to help the boys with different things, and that's what we do. And in a home game, a massive boost can be the crowd, obviously, celebrating challenges, celebrating a sliding tackle, ball goes out, and it's like that's where it all started. Right? It's all started. We block a ball and we don't win it, but block it goes out. It's the first little victory. And that's what you have to go and we have to build on. And all of a sudden, nobody thinks about confidence anymore. So has it, and then they are themselves again. And that's what we are working on. That this will not happen in 2028, that it will happen on the Idle World on Sunday, and from there we go again and again and again.
Mike?
Yeah, again, it's very rare for you to make the number of changes that you did in the Chelsea game in midweek.
I'm not sure it's so rare, but yeah.
Yeah, well, 6.
It's a lot.
It doesn't happen all the time. But
no, that's true.
Have you had the response since then from the players? You know, some really high-profile players left out and really good players out of form. But have you had the sort of response since then, you know, in training that makes you think that they'll be on the way back?
Yeah, we had now 1 proper session since then, and that, the boys are not, they don't show me that they don't want what's that or whatever, not at all. So you left me out, so now you can try to sort yourself or whatever. This is not the situation we are in. But again, I said before the game, and I say it now, because it was a different week because we play all 3 days pretty much. But from now on, if you don't play three times a week, then we have more time to train, and then I have to and I will make decisions about the team based on what I saw in training. So that's it, and that opens the door for everybody, because of course if you play 3 times a week, then the boys who play all the time, they recover. The other boys can train well, but the last game we won, so why would you make 6 changes? Because we saw one session where a few players show up. That's a different situation. So you let it go, and you keep on building and building and building. Now is what can we build on? We have to change, and we have to find a basis where we really can build on. That's why I said first step, intensity, desire, passion. Good at Chelsea, really. That was good. So the rest, not so much. But it's fine, so let's go from there. I cannot constantly ask for something I didn't get and just put the finger into that. Development doesn't work like this. Because, yeah, but this was still not okay, and this was not okay, and this was not okay. You are allowed to do that. Absolutely, you are allowed to do that because you don't work with the boys. But I'm not. The one in charge is not allowed to do that because I'm really calm in this moment. You might be surprised, but I'm really calm. It's like I'm in it. I see everything, and I base my decisions on that, and in the end, we will see what the outcome is. That's I cannot do more, and again, we have to keep going, and we will.
Mike, I'll have to go to Carl. We've got lots of fitting in, mate. Sorry.
No
Carl.
problem.
Carl.
You forgot him.
No, I've got to go to Carl.
Just on that point, the changes you made at Chelsea, how many were, or how much of your selection was influenced by performance against City, and how much was influenced by the week you had in terms of managing players' work?
How can I make the decision when both situations are? So we had a game against City, which is an influence, so physically and performance-wise. Then we have a game 3 days later. So it's both. It's both. How can you how can you expect I give you now an answer and say 2 were because of that and 4 were because of that? That's really waste of time. Well, again, I said it's difficult to ask better questions, so you tried at least. So, yeah, it didn't work out. So,
Thank you.
Welcome.
Any more for the Open?
Oh, under pressure now. Better questions.
You've gone to the dailies. You've been embargoed until 10:30 tonight.